The following video is brought to you by T. Alan Diaz's Lunatic City series. Take a walk on the dark side of the moon with the first installment of this gritty sci-fi noir for just 99 cents. Link in the description below.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
If this channel is known for anything, it's the Star Wars toy videos. Those videos have shown stores across the region filled to the brim with Star Wars toys that nobody bought. From Star Wars The Force Awakens to Solo: A Star Wars Story, Hasbro's Star Wars line has been stagnant at retail for a long time. The videos were a hit with listeners, and people from all over the world began to send in pictures and videos of their local retail chains choking on the remnants of the failed toy line. While some love to bitch and call them anecdotal, the constant clog all over the world has proven otherwise, and now we have even more evidence that all is not well in the land of toys for Hasbro. A few months ago, I was contacted by someone inside of Hasbro. They gave me all sorts of information in regards to the actual going-ons inside the company. It was great stuff, but they asked me not to share it. So out of respect, I did not. If a source trusts me enough with their secrets, well then, they need to know I will never betray their trust. After the news of the Hasbro layoffs came out, I was once again contacted by my source with new information as well as clearance to cover all that we talked about many months ago. Today's video is much different than previous toy videos we've made in the past. First off, we're going to talk about the Hasbro situation and their layoffs. Then we're going to move into my source's insider information. And then I happen to have all new footage of my latest bargain bin Star Wars toy find. And boy, those prices are embarrassing. How embarrassing? Stay tuned. So let's get into this Hasbro debacle. According to the Providence Journal, Hasbro is in the middle of a difficult change. While not explicitly confirming that layoffs were taking place Wednesday, Hasbro Incorporated said that difficult changes are underway that affect single-digit percentages of the toy company's global workforce of 5,000 employees. The company refused several requests for further specifics on the number of layoffs that are reportedly taking place, except to say that the company was not required to file a Federal Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification, or WARN, notice. Such a notice would normally be required 60 days in advance of laying off 50 to 499 employees at a single site of employment, but only if those laid off account for a third or more of the employees. As a part of Hasbro's ongoing transition, we continue to make meaningful organizational changes, said an email statement from the company spokeswoman Julie Duffy. While some of these changes are difficult, we must ensure we have the right teams in place with the right capabilities to lead the company into the future. The statement went on, "We continue to add new capabilities based on our understanding of the consumer and how retailers are going to market, while evolving the way we organize our business across the brand blueprint." Nora Crowley, a spokeswoman for the State Department of Labor and Training, the agencies that receive WARN notices in Rhode Island, said that Hasbro has not filed one as of 4:30 p.m. But spurred by the media reports and social media posts that layoffs were underway, the department team that assists workers in mass layoffs reached out to Hasbro to offer help. Crowley said the department left a message in the company's Human Resources Department, but at this point, it has not been returned. Among the services that would be offered to displaced workers, the department would help them file for unemployment insurance benefits, would make available job search resources, and point workers to job training services. Hasbro spokeswoman Duffy said the apparent layoffs have nothing to do with the news Tuesday that a law firm, Pomerantz LLP, investigating claims on behalf of investors at Hasbro that certain officers or directors have engaged in securities fraud or other unlawful business practices. Duffy said, "The claims have no merit.
The clown has no penis.
And we intend to vigorously defend ourselves against them." The company is scheduled to release third quarter financial results on Monday, where it will discuss business conditions with investors. Monday is going to be an interesting day. When those third quarter financial reports drop, I'll be there to read them. In this situation, you have two groups of people speculating right now: the doomsday prophesizer and the blind loyalist. Most would assume I'm in the first camp out of a hatred for Disney Star Wars. That's not the case. I've been covering this topic for over a year now, and back in February, Hasbro announced that acquired brands were down 21%. What's an acquired brand? Star Wars! February's news of a slump added to the glut of Star Wars crap stuck in Geoffrey the Giraffe's throat during the death of Toys R Us, and now this, show that this story has been public for a long time, and people just refuse to see it. One person who saw more than all of us was my insider at Hasbro. I was contacted months ago with a bevy of interesting tidbits, but I could never share them at their request. Now I have their approval, and it's time to let it all out. First off, Hasbro is aware of what is said on YouTube. They know that grown men buy their products, no matter what is said publicly. If someone tells you that these are kids' toys and you need to grow up, well, the company that makes them agrees with you. Now let's stop the video right here to play a game. Pop quiz, hotshot. What nation hated The Last Jedi so much that it dropped 92% of its screenings in the first week?
Let's say China. That is correct.
According to my source, because of The Last Jedi's content, Hasbro lost over $100 million in lost revenue trying to bring Star Wars to China. This lost revenue information is based on what stores didn't buy. This hurt Hasbro because of the licensing fee associated with the Star Wars brand. Ironically, it was the Black Panther and other Marvel toy lines that helped stop the bleeding from The Last Jedi. Hasbro is well aware what doesn't sell, and what doesn't sell is the Forces of Destiny dolls. Apparently, we were right here on World Class Bullshitters. Half of the line was canceled, and they took a big hit on that line as well. Hasbro plans on moving forward with what has traditionally worked. Now, this information was given to me months ago, and what does Hasbro make the most noise about at San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con? The Vintage Collection. That classic cardback can sell anything. Moving forward to my newest leak, information about these possible layoffs were known back in March. Hasbro's main concern was acquiring consumer data, and they know that they messed up big time in trying to market Star Wars to girls. That and China hurt them massively. Remember when Kathleen Kennedy announced that the Force was female? Well, it looks like grown men were buying the majority of all things Star Wars, and when Lucasfilm began to alienate them, Hasbro suffered. I'd love to go into a long diatribe about how that woman is unqualified for her job, but Disney extended her contract for 3 more years, so they don't look sexist. I guess looking progressive is better than making money. An actual quote from no one ever. This situation is near and dear to my heart because this is Star Wars, and it shouldn't be like this. Clearly, Star Wars and Hasbro are still alive, but that push from Lucasfilm reaffirms that going woke can in fact cause you to go broke. And if you're wondering why I'm placing blame on Lucasfilm, well, it's the small fact that they determine what gets made, and for the fact that they're screwing Hasbro in the royalties department. Here's a list of the royalties for the last 10.5 years, and here's the net sales for roughly the same period. Net sales typically do not account for the cost of goods sold, administrative and general expenses, or other operating costs used to determine operating income, and this comes from Investopedia. Also, let's take into account that the Star Wars toy license is the most expensive in the world, nearly 3 times what Marvel toys cost. And well, it looks like Marvel brings home the bacon, and Star Wars gets pushed deep down into that bargain basement. Funny story, I was recently in that bargain basement, and look what I found. So here I am at a store called Gabe's, formerly known as Gabriel Brothers. So it sounds like they have an identity crisis. But what they don't have is a shortage of Star Wars toys from The Last Jedi. Now here we see Rey, Poe Dameron, oh, and Luke Skywalker. Excuse me, Jake Skywalker. And there's Finn as well. Here's the greatest villain of all time, said no one ever, Kylo Ren, a fat little stormtrooper, more Poe Dameron, more fat little stormtrooper. Now let's take a look at Jake Skywalker for just a moment. How could kids not want to buy this toy? This old man with limited articulation and no lightsaber. Why? Tell me, Bones, why? Well, could it be the fact that kids don't give a shit about these Star Wars characters because the toys suck and the movies aren't that great? No. There's a million reasons why this is only $4, originally valued at $8. This thing has been out for just about a year. The thing is, it really wasn't at the main retail for the whole year. Now here's something even older from the Force Awakens line. Remember that scene? I don't either. Now we have a snowtrooper in a hover tank, another snowtrooper in a hover tank, and another snowtrooper in a hover tank. Convenient. More stormtroopers, snowtroopers, sandtroopers. Hey, there's the guy from Rogue One. I liked him. Baze, he was pretty cool. I know a lot of people were going nuts and paying a lot of money for these when they came out because they had to have Chirrut and Baze, but little did they know if they would have just practiced, I don't know, patience, they would have found it for pennies on the dollar. $4.99 for that 2-pack. For $1 more than a Last Jedi figure, you can get a Rogue One 2-pack with all kinds of accessories. Still pretty worthless. Princess Leia, she's not worthless, but what the hell is up with that figure? It's a whopping $3, so I guess you can afford to throw away $3. We also have Jyn Erso, you can throw that away. Ooh, Darth Vader. It saddens me to see this great iconic villain at the bargain store. There's Director Krennic, another Rey, and another Darth Vader. Sad. Yep, turn down the lights, thank you very much. Now here's more down here. the Nerf, Rogue One, Glow Strike, Rifle. I mean, when I think of Star Wars, I think of bright orange guns. Now, in this gun's defense, when I was a kid, I had a Han Solo blaster that was bright red. Blight red. I think I'm thinking of the Blight of Star Wars. No, there was a bright red toy, and it made the pew pew sound effects, and it was cool, and I liked it. But, I'm not going to make fun of that. But I will make fun of this Greedo thing. Hero Mashers, Disney. Ugh, I hate seeing that. Oh, wow, Star Wars. Hot Wheels Starships. Gotta love those, right? No. There's that not-so-snow speeder from Crate in Episode 8. Remember when Captain Phasma was the talk of the town and everybody was going nuts online? But her action figure doesn't have actual chromium metal. Well, I guess that was right for the collectors to criticize because no one bought Captain Phasma. I mean, just look at this. She's everywhere. Now this is another sad, sad event. Darth Vader in the 40th Anniversary Legacy Pack. And, well, it didn't sell either. Legacy Pack, I mean, look at that vintage cardback style. This is supposed to evoke nostalgia. I mean, look at all this stuff. Let me put this down for a moment because this is a little too heavy to hold and do and all that shit. So, here we go. Inside this box you get Darth Vader, you get this display stand, and you get it to showcase your 40th anniversary action figures. And there they are, based on the original 12 Star Wars toys. If you're old as shit, this makes you feel giddy. And there's Darth Vader with the red lenses. Special edition. And here's the figures in the set. You got the Sand People, C-3PO, Jawa, the Stormtrooper, Chewbacca, Death Squad Commander, R2-D2, Ben Kenobi, Leia, Luke, and Han or Han Solo, according to the first film. So let's take an even closer look. Oh man, that Leia face looks like a potato. Now, the 40th anniversary was supposed to be a celebration of Star Wars. I guess it's just, past its expiration date. Now, I want to know what the hell this is. Star Wars Heroes. Only at Target, huh? You see, I was going to talk about how this was nothing but a glut of old Toys R Us merchandise. But, that sticker proves otherwise. And we have more 2-packs from Rogue One. We have this fish-faced man. Ooh, the Green Ranger. Anyway, though, the fish-faced man and a Death Trooper. That's cool. Not. I think it has something to do with the scale of the Star Wars toys. They're small, they don't really move, they're based on characters that aren't that popular with kids. So, kids didn't ask for them. And then the adults didn't buy them because, well, you're constantly talked down to by the company that owns the license, Disney. So, this is nothing but one big, convenient mess created by Disney and Hasbro and Lucasfilm and everyone involved. Let me take that back. I take back my blame on Hasbro. Hasbro, they're a business. They're trying to make the money. Plus, they're beholden to what Lucasfilm/Disney tells them to do. So, while I don't want to take a dump on Hasbro proper, I do always find it funny that as they changed Star Wars, the world resisted and just said, no, enough is enough. We don't want this shit. We want classic, fun Star Wars. And, well, the toy line has about faced quicker than the movies. Like I said, that vintage collection line where they put, newer figures, those don't sell, but they put classic figures on these classic card backs and people are buying them in the 3 3/4 inch scale. I mean, people are going nuts. That's all they announced at Comic-Con. They don't have a movie to pump out for the next year and 2 months, so why not go back to what always works? If only those pesky guys would just go away and let Star Wars' true audience, the little girls, buy up all these action figures. So that's it for today. What did you guys think? Are you surprised? Are you saddened? Well, the writing was on the wall the whole time if you just opened your eyes. If you're a fan of this channel, please make sure you're subscribed, have that thumbs up and that bell notification dinged so you can get world-class Bullshitters content all the time. I told you guys last week that we'd be uploading more single-release videos, and guess what? Here we are. As of November the 5th, 2018, Good Morning Pop Culture is going to go to its own channel. So if you like the streaming show, great. Just subscribe to that channel and, check it out over there. And if you don't, do us a favor, subscribe over there as well just to help us out so we can get the channel monetized quicker. And if this isn't enough world-class bullshitters content for you, well, guess what? Over on Patreon, we got tons and tons of content. I've released about, 9 hours this week of new exclusive content over there. So we got commentaries, roundtable discussions, a spicy show called World Class Bullshitters After Hours every week after the podcast proper. So if you guys want more of us, it's over there. $1 a month gets you access to that, but $5 a month, which is only 17 cents a day, gets you access to way more, and you can be on the show. And the tiers get higher and the perks get better, so you do what is right for you. But if you can't afford it, as always, it's not a problem. Just check out our Facebook page, hang out with us, and have a good time, because we're all about building the community. Speaking of the community, we got a big stream coming up. All day Halloween, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. World Class Bullshitters is going to be doing a Halloween horror watch along. So here's the list right here in front of you. You guys can get the movies. You have plenty of time, over 10 days to get this list together, and you can watch the films with us. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be eating, drinking, hanging out, having discussions. Get in on the chat, hang out with us all day long. We're going from 10 a.m. to whenever it takes to finish the damn movie. So we can handle it. Can you? All right, folks, thank you as always, and I'll be back later with more content. And like I told you, these videos are coming, so make sure you're always paying attention to World Class Bullshitters, because just when you think we're out, we're coming back with another gem. So thank you to everybody, and I'll catch you next time.